Hello everybody, Accureyes here, and welcome back to a old series of mine talking about helping Dark Souls not Dark Souls players, but Don't Starve players how to survive and getting started on Don't Starve. Now I will be using Don't Starve Together as my reference. This guide will work for both Don't Starve and Don't Starve Together, so don't worry if you're one of those players who are like, oh, but I'm still playing Don't Starve. It still kind of works the same. You may just have to adjust for some things that are in like Don't Starve Shipwreck or the eventual new expansion, new DLC, Don't Starve Hamlet, which I'm actually really excited to play. But here you'll see that I'm going to be using Maxwell as my character of choice to show you example-wise for for how to survive. So this is basically going to be the getting started guide and what to do at the very first few days of your you getting started in Don't Starve. So as is, one of the first few things I like to do when I get started in Don't Starve is I like to gather 4 flint. 4 flint is enough flint to get you started on on Don't Starve, and it should be enough to get you on your way to having a good startup survival. The next thing I like to grab is as much grass as I can. Usually I will grab a stack of grass, and I will grab as many twigs as I can. Usually a stack of twigs, but sometimes I go with less. It just all depends on my situation and what happens. And the last thing, of course, is food. I grab all the berries I can. Since these are regular berry bushes, I will grab them all. But if you do get juicy berry bushes, for say you are playing on Don't Starve Together, then don't harvest juicy berry bushes until you are sure you're going to be hungry. Because juicy berry bushes only have about a day or 2 lifespan before they become rotten. So, juicy berry bushes, always just keep an eye out and look out for those if you do get them, because you're going to have to only harvest them when you are absolutely ready. But other than that, those are most of the starting points and starting tips that I would give to any new Don't Starve player. After that, once you have your flint and your gold and stuff, or not your gold, but your flint and your grass and your twigs, you'll want to, as you'll see here, as we come up here to this point, you'll see that I've finally got my 4 flint. And I'm going to create 2 starting items. One is, of course, a axe, which I will use to collect some wood, and the other, of course, being a pickaxe, which I will use to collect more flint and gold. Once you have your axe and your pickaxe, start by collecting some wood. I would collect about a stack of 20, maybe 2 stacks of 20. Don't worry about picking up the pine cones. The pine cones, of course, are good for regrowing trees, but at this point in the game, as early as you are, you will not need those pine cones, so just leave them behind. They'll still be there. I'm almost certain they never despawn, so just leave them behind, and focus on collecting wood. Focus on collecting wood, grass, and twigs. And as you can see here, I ended up already into the mosaic biome. And the mosaic biome is by far one of the best biomes to start with in the game. If you can find the mosaic biome early on, you are in business to having a great start. Now, some people like finding the rock biome when it comes down to playing this game, and that's mostly because in the rock biome there's gold. There's lots and lots of gold. But usually what I like to do is when I start the game, I like finding the mosaic biome because you're really only going to need a stack of 20 gold and then a stack of rocks. You're not going to need that many rocks, and you're not going to need that much gold at the beginning. So, the mosaic biome should do the job. in general, the mosaic bomb should do the job. If you ever find that you will need more gold, then my suggestion, of course, would be to look for the rock bomb. But usually, if you're just getting started and you're like me at all, then the mosaic bomb should do the job. It should be enough to get you started and get you in business. As you can see, once you get into the mosaic bomb and you have a load of flint, which you'll always get from any rock, you're not going to have to worry about, rocks or whatnot for a long, long time. I mean, I start with 4 flint, that way I can make an extra pickaxe, because I know what I want to do is find the mosaic biome, and, that way I can get a good start on, my building and everything, everything you need to do for your starting base. Again, as I've said, your starting base is very important. It will help determine if you are going to make it through the winter, or if you will have a unfortunate demise. And let's face it, if you are, of course, a new player, then you probably are, prone to having unfortunate demises, and you probably looked to videos like mine to, of course, get an idea of how to get started. So, yeah, that's why, of course, I'm happy to help you. So, once you get to this point, as you can see here, I'm just gathering more food. It's always, always, always good to have a good bit of food. You probably heard the gobbler there. Don't worry about the gobbler. If you are gathering, berries at night, even if you spawn the gobbler, you should be alright, because the gobbler really only is going to steal your berries, which is super annoying. But at night, usually the gobbler will go back into his bush if you do accidentally summon him. But as you can see here, I'm just walking around. I'm kind of looking for more gold. As you can see, I'm almost at my stack of gold, and I'm like, I'm just looking around, going, oh, where's my gold? Where's the gold? I need more gold, because obviously, as I've said, you want a stack of 20 gold. That's my ideal startup stack. I mean, you don't have to have 20 gold at the start. You could probably have 15 gold and you'll be fine. But I personally just like having a stack of 20 gold, because more gold, more more power to me in a way, So So of course that's why, That's why, of course, you see me looking for that stack of gold. And then, as we enter this point here, I set up a fire, and you'll probably have noticed that I may have found no, this isn't it. This is just the first night. So, first night, of course, you want to just stay by the fire. Of course, if you make torches, which is something I completely forgot to make, I would recommend you make 2 torches. I completely forgot to make 2 torches. It was a silly mistake on my part. But, most people, most beginning explorers or adventurous explorers, adventurous people to Don't Starve will of course, start by trying to explore the whole map with their 2 torches. I know that for the most part, I want to, get started with, with being able to, of course, gather up my gold and stuff, and, just get things going in a way. That's exactly what I'm trying to do, is just get things going, get things, on the road. And as you can see here, I'm continuing to farm up and look for gold. I don't think I was at exactly a stack yet, but you know what I mean. I'm just kind of looking around. It's somewhere around here where you'll see that I find a koalefant track, and this is kind of where it all starts for me to get into finding extra or really nice amounts of food. And You know, this is kind of thing, and as you can see here, y'all see that I'm coming out on a pet den, or a den for pets. This again is, a nice thing you'll want to get later on, especially if you want to, something to be living with you. Don't worry, I will explain the pet den as, when the time comes, but as you can see here, I'm just literally finishing up, gathering up my gold, you know, getting stuff done, and, just in general, you know, getting things to, you know, sell down, I guess you could say. So, yeah. And you'll see here that I'm gathering up more wood, so, of course, you know, one of the main things is don't be afraid to gather up a little extra wood. I mean, if you have more than 2 stacks of wood, don't worry about it. You know, wood is always a great thing. Like I said, I made a complete silly mistake in this game, by not creating, torches. Always, everybody. And I mean this as a general, in a way, general rule of thumb. Always create more torches, everybody. Always create at least 2 torches. This way, if anything goes wrong, you know, you can at least, you know, you can at least, to a degree, prepare for it. Because, yeah. Just because, yeah, you know, you never know exactly, exactly what will happen, in this game. You know, anything can really happen in this game. It's kind of a, what you call, crazy ordeal, and crazier events. But, it's around here, you'll see me, run into a really good thing, you know, as we were exploring, which is a koala track. And for those of you who don't know, if you don't know what koala track is, it's basically just a little extra piece of food. I think here I was just trying to figure out how much further the mosaic bomb was going, because obviously, you know, just because obviously, you know, it is important to know your bearings and have a good idea of your bearings, to try and figure out, like I said, for me, I was trying to figure out where more gold was, because obviously, for obvious reasons, you know, because, you know, it is just something that, you know, it's important to know, or to get that 20 stack of gold if you can. At least in my opinion, in my opinion it is, because, you know, it does come in handy. It is, a very good thing to, of course, have. So, yeah, you know, but it's like I said, around here, you'll see me, run into, you know, a koala track, you know, and, like I said, these are absolute excellent ways to get, you know, to get food and whatnot, so definitely something I would recommend as a player of Don't Starve, and, something I would definitely recommend for if you are, you know, really trying to, you know, get things, you know, going, or get things on their, you know, on the road, you know, in many ways, so, yeah. But anyway, here you'll just see me kind of like gathering up stuff, getting the last few items on the go, and getting things prepared for some of the first few things I do when I start up, Don't Starve. These are my few things that I do to get started on Don't Starve, you know, and mostly this is because of the fact that they are, you know, good things to do, good ideas, to get started. You'll see here that I do crack down on multiple, multiple trees. As I've said before, this is a great idea. It's a good thing to do, mostly because, of course, as it is, you'll find out, soon, I think, that in general, it's just a good idea to have a good bit of logs and trees. And as you can see here, you'll see that I see that koala track there, and that's the first thing I like to go after, especially on, especially, of course, when it comes down to, things I like looking for in Don't Starve, because qualifying tracks are good early and very good and early free meals to the game. I would recommend you track a qualifying down if you get the chance, because obviously they are a free meal, if you will. They are very, very useful, and I mean, they are definitely a recommended thing that I would focus on. Of course, if you aren't feeling confident at fighting a qualified for any reason because you are a new player, don't worry about it. There's really no shame in not fighting a qualified on the first time or something. As you can see there, I was inspecting the qualified because yeah. But anyway, you'll see here that I'm building a science machine, and I will talk about the first few things I like building as you get started in, of course, Don't Starve. One of my first few things that I recommend as you are getting started in Don't Starve, you'll see some of the first few things, but one of the main things, of course, is to of course, build all the items you can. Like, you'll see here, I'm going to try to build some rope, but I realized I don't have any actual grass. But, yeah. But as you'll see here, I'm going to be basically, building up my stack and whatnot, because obviously, as a whole, as it is, and as a whole, you want to focus on, you'll of course want to focus on trying to, build up all the basic inventions, and you'll see some of the basic inventions that I'm going to be building, as things go on, and as it goes, and like I've said before, these are all items I would highly, highly, highly recommend you build, everyone. Don't be afraid not to build these things. Again, some of these items, like, you'll see me gathering some grass and stuff here because, for obvious reasons. This is for obvious reasons, everybody. But you'll soon see how. Here, I built an axe. As you probably noticed, I built an axe, and that was, of course, for the ability to, that was, of course, for so I could, be able to, to fight this qualified and not have to worry about, me, running out of, something to attack with. But as I've said before, qualifieds are probably some of the best, easiest meals. Now, when it comes down to tracking a qualified, beware of these suspicious dirt piles, everyone. Suspicious dirt piles do not mean that they are going to always produce a qualified. There is a chance, everybody, that a suspicious dirt pile will lead you into a will lead you into a unfortunate Varg, which is not good. But as you can see here, early game, usually most qualified tracks, or should I say, suspicious dirt piles, will lead you into a qualified like I did, like I got here. And, yeah, this is a free will. So how do you fight a qualified when you first get started? Well, I'm here to explain that to you. As you can see, I try to push a qualified into the corner of a map, and once you get them into the corner of the map, you basically end up now attacking them. Once you got its attention, run away and don't get hit. I accidentally got hit here, so it wasn't very good. But, yeah, just try your best to fight this thing. You can hit it about 4 times before you have to run away, everyone. So, for those of you who are wondering, or like, Accurey, how many times do I have to hit a qualified before I run away? Usually 4 times will give you enough. Will be enough to get you, on your way. on your way to being the big koala hunter. I mean, you know. So yeah, I mean that's what you gotta do. And after you've killed the koala or the koala, then yeah, you're on your way to becoming a big you know, Don't Starve player. Now here I was just gathering some extra resources that of course I missed out on. So so I decided to you know, cash in and get the or the items that I was missing out on. And yeah, with that being said, I mean, you know, we yeah, we are now I was looking, I think here I was looking back for my science machine, because now that I've got everything we need, I'm going to be basically you know basically en route to, you know, building some of the basic items that I need to build. Now, you've already noticed some of the basic items I built, if you haven't already. What I built was a hammer and a shovel. Now, these are the starting basic items that you'll want to build to get a good head start on the thing. But you'll see every other item that I will be building, going forward, here. So, yeah. So, yeah, with that being said, you know, so, you know, yeah, we are going to, at least from this point forward now, work on, you know, some of the other, you know, of course, some of the other, talking about some of the other stuff, like, you know, like, you know, gathering up some extra things. You'll see here, I'm just gathering up extra items. These are some things that you'll have to do, especially as you're getting started. You know, don't be afraid, everyone, to, you know, to have to regather items. I mean, you know, in Don't Starve, I mean, you never know how many items are going to be enough at the start. Personally, I just start with a stack of everything, except for, of course, flint. I only get 4 flint just because it's enough for your tools to work on some of the basics and whatnot. So, yeah. But, so, anyway, here I'm going back to, of course, my science machine, where I will be showing you some of the other starting items that you should immediately build as soon as you get a chance to build them. So don't forget, you will need, you should, or you will want to build these items immediately. And it was around this time, it was around this point when I started building these items that I messed up and I realized my mistake. So you'll see here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a rope. I build 2 ropes for various reasons, and I also build a backpack. Always build a backpack, everyone. Like, always build a backpack, everybody. You never know when a backpack will, you never know when you'll need some extra storage, and backpacks give you a load of extra storage. Now, there are different types of backpacks. The backpack I have now is, of course, the regular backpack, and it's the most basic backpack. Later in the game, I will talk about a backpack known as the piggy sack, and of course, a backpack that's gained by a special person who you will know. Or if you don't know Christmas tales, you don't know all of those folklore or anything like that, there is one other backpack you can get in Don't Starve. And it's from a good friend, and for anyone who knows folklore about Christmas or whatever, if you are very, very naughty, you can summon a little friend known as Krampus, and you can get the Krampus pack. Now, here's where I made my biggest mistake, and I realized I made a mistake. I have no torches. Luckily, these fireflies were here. So this is a little trick I will teach you. If you do ever find yourself in a position where you don't have torches, if you are near 2 fireflies, or 2 firefly spots, just dance around these 2 firefly spots. They will allow you to not be hit by Charlie, who is the let's just say insta-death in Don't Starve. she can ruin your entire Don't Starve career early on. And this is why I suggested to you make sure you build 2 torches, because yeah, you don't want to be like me, and you may not be as lucky as I am finding out that you have 2 firefly stacks that you can kind of dance around. You can kind of dance around in Don't Starve. So yeah, as you can see here, I'm going to build the rest of the items that I usually will build early on. One of the early on items I will build, of course, is a fire pit. The fire pit is, of course, good for your base, your early on base. The next thing I build, as you can see, is I build 4 planks, wooden planks. And I built 4, oh wait, no, I already built the alchemy engine. So, once you already get the alchemy engine, you get the chest, and everything like that, you'll basically be on your way to having a good start on your base. The last few things I build, which are completely optional, is the pitchfork, and of course, the shears. The shears, of course, I will be talking about it. It's more for winter, when your first winter comes around. But we're not going to worry about that right now. We're just going to worry about the basics. And, yeah, moving on. So, basically, this is it. This was everything. Once you got all the stuff that I have in my inventory, you'll want to break your science machine, and you're never going to see it again. I know some people like the look of the science machine, and people want to put the science machine in their base just for the look alone. But, trust me. The science machine is not worth your time. Once you have the alchemy engine, you're never going to need that science machine ever again. I mean, ever. So, don't worry about the science machine when it comes to building your base. You're never going to need it after this point. Once you've got your alchemy engine, you are good to go. You'll never see the science machine again. And, you're off on the races. So, when we return the next time on Don't Starve, we will be talking about getting started on your base. Hopefully, I will still be on this character. If I'm not on this character or this world, when we talk about getting started at building your base, then, yeah, I will be on my new character or my next character with getting started on building your glorious starting base, which will lead into a mega base. But with that being said, thank you everyone. As I make Maxwell eat this meal, or as I eat this meal, thank you everyone for joining me on this video. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit that like button, get subscribed, hit the bell notification so you know when my next video is going to drop next, because I know you want to know when my next video is going to drop. Follow me on, and if you want to see what's going on live shenanigans wise, competitively or whatever, on Twitch, follow me on www.twitch.tv/Accureyes. I go live every Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And, yeah, thank you everyone for joining me on this video. Until the next one, this is Accureyes signing out and saying farewell, everyone.